All right, so what's going on, y'all? We coming with y'all something new. We talking about the difference between Tiana Trump and
And
Brittany
Brittany
Renner.
Renner. So, it kind of, it's kind of in our realm. We was talking about it pre show about PJ Washington, how he got Brittany Renner pregnant, and I seen last night that her and Tiana Trump. If you know who Tiana Trump is, it's kind of one of those like if you know, you know. We ain't gonna really go too deep into who she is, but if you know who
Mhm.
she is, you know who she is, and you know how goated she is. But they was at the Charlotte game last night, and PJ Washington shit the bed. 44
Real bad.
minutes, put up 0 points, 0 of 7 from the field. Let me pull it back up. 0 for 3 from like 3 point line. That's like, dude.
I
Oh, 0
mean,
for 4 from the 3 point line. Then and he tied two free throws, missed both of them. How can you
uh,
fold that hard
I
when your
mean,
girl coming? L best
when
friend.
you could tell he wanted to perform for his baby mama. I mean, it's just, I mean, it was just not your night. You know, I mean, we all know PJ Washington is an up and comer. What is it? The third year in the league?
I want to say.
Yeah. I mean, I hate it for him. Like you said before we hit record. I mean, he could have had him a good night if he would have had a good night on the court. You know what I'm saying? But it's all. I mean, you just got to chop it up. It's one of those days. But I do think Brittany Winner is way different than Tiana Trump. That's just me. That's just me.
I don't think they much different. Um,
I don't think it's a way different. I don't think it's a much difference.
like really, the only difference to me is that Tiana records.
But y'all keep talking like it's proof that Brittany is out here like that. And that's
But
I
it's
can't
like,
just
but
say
look,
that.
but she'd have been ran through. PJ Washington is not even in her starting five for who she's been dated. Like Ben Simmons, uh, who else? I think she dated Zach Levine, if I'm not mistaken. Um, she done been through the ringer. She done been around.
Okay,
So
somebody gotta get her off the market, my
somebody got a
nigga.
video.
I mean,
Somebody got a
Darren,
video.
them girls like that, there is no getting them off the market.
Oh no,
Yes, it is.
she
It's
would
not.
never,
Bruh,
it's never getting one
bruh,
of those off of the market.
bruh. Shaq been to like 12 teams. But Shaq
It's
won
Shaq
a ship with
fucking
like
these
his
teams.
fourth squad. And that's what my boy trying to do. He trying to be the Miami Heat of this situation.
But
He's
he
trying
can't
to be the
afford to
Miami
do.
Heat
He
of this
like
situation.
he like he like Shaq on the Celtics with the Cavs. He on
No, he
like he old
not.
ass nigga.
No, he not.
Come on, bro.
No, he not, nigga.
Yeah, then it's
Tiana
PJ
Trump is
Washington.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. You know what I'm saying? That's Tiana. That's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
God,
But
I looked up. It said her dating history is Jamal Murray, James Harden,
Mm.
Drake, Lil Uzi, Ben Simmons, Tiger, Chris Brown, Colin Kaepernick, Trey Songz. So all the dog ass niggas.
I mean, damn.
I
That's a
mean,
lot
damn.
of niggas
All
that you
right,
named that got
Kaepernick was
way
probably
more
a good one.
celebrity than PJ Washington.
Okay, but they okay.
He said,
Y'all
I
under
mean,
the
Dan, you gotta
assumption.
think, bro. All these niggas, like the athletes, you can't even say they good because they not.
Y'all under the assumption that everybody got the cheeks.
But they got the cheeks.
They
They
got
got,
the cheeks.
they got the cheeks.
They're
She may not.
athletes.
So you telling me Drake didn't get the cheeks?
That's probably why they broke up.
You telling me Trey Songz ain't get the cheeks?
Probably why they broke up.
Trey Songz didn't get the cheeks, Darren.
Mister
I ain't
Steal
say
Your
Trey Songz ain't get
Girl.
the cheeks.
Mr. Steal
Drake
Your
ain't getting
Girl
the
ain't
cheeks,
get the
Darren.
cheeks.
Probably why they broke up.
Champagne Poppy.
Drake.
I mean, Drake do got a kid, so I mean, she might not have
Yeah, we
wanted
didn't have a
somebody who
kid
ain't that
then.
good. She might not want a nigga who can't pull out.
I mean,
PJ,
PJ
she
did.
wait, cause that's her man's. That's her future. She trying to get a ring. She out the game.
I'm done.
I'm done.
All right, enough porn talk. This isn't a porn podcast. This is Thread the Needle, man. What's going on, man? We back, we back, we back. Uh, I don't really know what that intro was. It was just something that kind of carried over from the pre-show into the actual recording. So just giving y'all a little insight into what our other conversations
Okay, we
sometimes.
chop this up.
Huh?
Oh, this is gonna be like. Oh, that's gonna actually be the intro.
Oh, that's in there. It's in there. It's in there. Ain't no topping it up.
Okay.
Ain't no topping it. It's in there. Hey, but I ain't gonna lie though. Hey, we probably let's just say this though. PJ Washington, if you ever come across this video, it's no disrespect. No disrespect. It's just the other niggas. I mean, I'm sorry. They just big names. I mean, ain't no disrespect. I fuck with you as a player. But you know, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, let's get into what we really came to talk about today, which is what's the main topic. Are the Nets ruining the great game of basketball?
But
Now, oh yeah, we had a little stuff before that, but yeah, we're gonna really get into that. We're gonna get into about this Brooklyn
yeah,
Nets.
yeah.
I'm gonna really more so let Jan and Corey talk. I'm gonna kind of be like the moderator because I know they both on separate sides of the spectrum, and I'm kind of like in the middle. So I'm gonna let them debate it out, and I just moderate it. But yeah, so yeah, Jan, what you about to say?
Yep. Before we do that, shout out to the Lakers and getting Andre Drummond. I mean, I thought we were gonna get him, but shout out to the Lakers getting Andre Drummond. That's gonna be a major impact on them winning the championship this year. And I mean, LA, you're sad. It's sad. Sad existence. Thing they doing these days is just pathetic. Core.
I mean, let's go Nets, man.
All
All right.
right,
Well,
let's get into it. So, okay,
Let's go
obviously, as
Nets.
you can tell, Corey is a fan of the Nets. Well, he said he's a temporary Nets fan for the rest of the season.
Temporary fan. Shea might be done for the season, so you know she got to move on. Let's go Nets.
And Jarren is the complete opposite way. So, Jarren, we're gonna open the floor to you. Why do you think the Nets are on the basketball?
I think they're gonna start a trend. I mean, like I know we got the super team thing that's already a thing, yeah. But I think they're gonna start a buyout trend where it's like household names are willing to have no impact just for a championship. And it's like what I don't get is yes, you want that ring, but it's not a legacy builder, my nigga. Like that's what I would get. You chasing a ring for legacy. You ain't chasing a ring to say I got a ring. That's bullshit. You chasing the ring for legacy. But what I don't get is, nigga, do you think you're gonna climb the ladder after this ring, Blake? Nigga, do you think you jump the power forward list when you get this
I
championship? The
mean,
market, do you climb the? Do you think somebody gonna say, man, that championship Blake guy, I can't put him in the, I can't put.
it ain't about that. Cause.
It is about Corey. If you finna say championship is
Listen,
not
bro.
about legacy,
Listen.
Corey, it's cap. If
It's
you say championship is not
Let,
about
let Corey
legacy,
go.
cap.
Let Corey talk. Let Corey talk.
I'm gonna let Jaren. You done, Jaren?
Oh, I mean, you just said it's cap, so I want to hear how it's cap.
No, I feel like it's more of like, you know, he was at the Clippers first. You know how their playoff woes went, and that was like in his prime. Had one good year on the Pistons, made the playoffs, played on a broken leg, and then after that, it was just nothing. So he's 32. He's barely dunking. He's not looking like he's used to. He's definitely not the Blake Griffin. He's just a name at this point. So I can't get mad at the guy if he wants to make a little late run in the playoffs and see what it feel like.
You ain't making a run,
Actually
my
make
nigga.
the finals at 32.
You not making the run.
I will say
You're watching the team make the run.
Say,
You're not making the run, my
hold
nigga.
on, Jan. I will say Corey did make a fair point. That was a fair point he made.
Like his career is about done. Have you seen him play?
It's a fair point. I mean, he did waste away his prime with the Clippers. They didn't really get. I mean, they never even got to the conference final.
But
so
I could get two fucks about it. Anyway. Like I
know
really
you don't care because you
like my nigga. I understand you're not the same nigga that's posterizing Mozgov. I completely get that. But my nigga, to ring chase in this way is some lame ass shit. And like you getting championships for legacy. You ain't getting a championship to say I wanted to see what it feel like to be on the finals team, nigga. Like that's what the point of getting the ring.
You know that. That's what it sounds like to me.
Nigga, Udonis Haslam is a nigga that's just getting a ring. That's the nigga who was on the team to get a ring. When you a player who's arguably in that best power forward conversation, like LA, like Blake, especially in terms of the 2010s, like they definitely up there in terms of 2010s. And it's like you want to continue to become a bigger name. You want to be known when you're no longer playing the game. And it's like, Blake, if you get this ring, nigga, how many niggas gonna talk about this ring? 10 years down the road, nigga, they still gonna talk about your Clipper days. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna bring
But
up the
if
fact
he
that
would
you
have
played
stayed
for
on
the
the
Nets
Pistons, how
and
many
got a
niggas are talking
championship.
about Blake?
Nigga, they still talk about your Clipper days, nigga. What you mean?
Okay, then, so it don't matter. So let him
Regardless,
go get a ring, and they can still talk about his Clipper days, and he
you
can
know
have
how
fun
you
playing
you know
basketball.
how you get to the point of being talked about past your Clipper days? You actually go to a team
Hmm?
and you impact that damn championship, my dog. You don't dick ride the Nets and try to hope that 3 other superstars carry you when you were the cornerstone of your franchise. You were the guy. You were the man putting asses in seats. And now you the 5th option as on the Nets, my nigga. Come on. Like, before he left the Clippers, be completely honest, before he left the Clippers, did either one of y'all think to yourself, LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin will be 5th and 6th options at some point in their career? Any point in their career. Did you think they would be the 5th and 6th option on the team, my nigga? Only 5 niggas can play. Only 5 niggas can play. Like, you can't tell me, even if you seen them out of their prime, that you saw them being the 5th and 6th option on the team.
I mean, if you were to tell me that it was gonna be a super team with KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, like I didn't even think that was possible back in the Clipper days. Like I thought it was just gonna be regular.
Okay, but even then,
But the NBA has made a change and it's made a turn. Like it's different now, and I feel like, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you got to just put it in perspective. Like Greg Monroe, how old do you think Greg Monroe is?
Greg Monroe, I think he's like 34, 35.
He is 30.
Oh, he younger than Blake.
Yes, he is 30 years old.
Hey man,
And he
okay,
is
we gonna
done.
leave for what, 10 years, 11 years?
He is 30 years old and he's done.
Okay, cool.
Blake Griffin can't even, like, if you watch him play, he can't even move anymore. Like at 32, he's not moving the same. So I'm not mad at this man for trying to get a ring before he might be done. Like you don't know what he's gonna be at 35.
I got 2 gripes with Blake. It's already the thing, like, if it's not gonna move your legs, like I said, this helps you at a none.
It's not gonna move his legacy at all. But if you want to go get a ring, like it's like making a stack team at the Red.
I think the way you did your thing, which is like faking, pretty much. It was a stat out that said you ain't dunked the ball, my nigga, since 2019.
Now
you're off the dribble, 2-hand yams, catching lobs.
That was my only problem with this
you
whole
was in
thing.
Detroit just not trying, my nigga. Like, bro.
Yeah, that was my problem with the whole thing. I didn't like how. I don't have a problem with the Nets team ring chasing. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Go get your ring. That's why I'm kind of in the middle because I get both sides. But I also, like what Jarren was saying, I don't like how Blake or James Harden, to be honest, I don't like how either one of them handled getting to the Nets. I don't care about y'all going to the Nets to go win the championship.
Yeah,
go win. But the way that you handled your passage, especially James Harden, you was out all season. You was clubbing with Lil Baby. Came back to the Rocket facility out of shape. Well, I don't even know if that was out of shape or if you just had some shit under your jersey to make it look fatter. Because you look like you lost 15 pounds in the next week. So I don't know what that was, but you was ass. Like James Harden was terrible the first 10 games of the season. So I just don't like how they went about just getting to Brooklyn. And Blake Griffin, like Jen was saying, he went 2 years without dunking the damn ball. That's what you're known for. You're known for being an athletic freak. You're known for doing stuff like that. So, I just felt like they could have handled it a better way. And maybe, obviously it's still gonna get a lot of hate because haters gonna hate regardless. But it wouldn't have got as much hate as it is now, just because y'all literally quit on your teams and then you went to another team and you're just kind of filling in the role. You know what I'm saying? You're not really. I'm not gonna say that Blake isn't a contributor, or if they win the championship that he won't contribute, but he's gonna be about the 5th best player on that team. So
it's sad that nigga you were needed with Detroit. Like they actually needed you, and you pretended like you forgot how to hoop, averaging your career low is like 13 points. And then nigga, you go against these niggas as the 4th option on the floor. Arguably the 5th. I don't know if because KD not playing, so you was the 4th. As the
KD and
fourth
Kyrie didn't
option
play.
on the floor.
Kyrie didn't play either.
Third option on the floor.
Boom, nigga. Eat that up.
Third option on the floor, nigga. You were the third. And you
Just
went
like
out there
the
and gave them
Clipper days.
17 catching lobs, my nigga. But as the number one on Detroit, you couldn't give me a dunk, bro. And then you staring down the bitch like them niggas did something to you.
I
Like
mean,
they was walking around like the coach said something to you, my nigga.
you never
It
know what
ain't
they was
our
talking
fault
about.
that you quit on us. It's not our fault that you quit on us. We was trying to win. You was actually out there trying to lose. Like, my nigga, what is that?
I mean, I'm not mad because Blake Griffin as a number one option, I don't think his body can keep up with that. And then the Detroit Pistons weren't trying to build around him for real. Because he had, let me see right here. The year where he had 24, average 24 and 7, he played 75 games. The year after that, he played 18 games. Then he played 20 games this year. So, like, I don't know, man. I think his body was just breaking down. Like, he's not the same. Even when he was dunking, like, he was just dunking because he's 6'9". It was no head at the rim dunks that we're used to seeing. Even though albeit it is a dunk, like, y'all all right. He should have been dunking before 2019. Like, it kind of seemed like he gave up, but he just his body getting old, and he want to get a ring and make a little championship run before it's really over. That's what I feel like.
Okay, how long was his contract that he signed? What, 4 years, 5 years?
He signed in 2017, so it'll end it next year.
Next year, okay, my nigga. Ain't Kyrie and KD there for the next 4 fights? Nigga, wait.
You don't know.
But Jay, you can't say that though.
If that's the case, join whoever's the super team when the contract's up.
But like Corey, like one of Corey's earlier points though, you don't know what his career timetable could be different. He really could be on his way out. So I mean, you can't really say wait another year.
Greg Monroe is 30, man.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now, bro. Anybody would take Blake Griffin as a 12th man, especially a super team. If you was that bad on the ring, nigga, when your contract ended, you could have joined whoever was projected to be the best team that year and say, nigga, I don't even want to play for real. Just sign me to the vet minimum, like DeMarcus Cousins did with the Warriors, nigga, and I will come off the bench. Like, if it was that deep on getting the ring. But instead of that, sign your name on the contract and then not try on the floor, my nigga. Hoisting threes like you that nigga. Nigga shot against us. He shot like 12 threes, my nigga.
He stopped trying because the team was trash.
Okay, Corey, how do we build?
I put on my story now 3 niggas that was on them Blake Griffin teams, not named Andre Drummond.
Okay, cool. Just like you said, with the 18 games, 20 games. Take Blake off those teams, they were gonna suck anyway, right? So my nigga, how are we gonna attract free agents when you beat the fuck up and then we fucking 20 and 38? Like, my nigga, it's hard to attract niggas to that. It's very hard to attract.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is very.
But
true.
It's not like I don't think the fact that he wasn't trying. I think he was hurt, and then if he were to go out there, he has to give 100%. Because we're not gonna act like Blake isn't the dog now. Like in that playoff series when he played on one arm, one leg, whatever he was hurt, like he was dogging in that series. Like he gave his heart to that franchise right then. So we're not gonna act like Blake just won't do that if he got to, but they're just never gonna be put in that position again with Sekou Demboyo and Sadiq Bey. Like they're just not. It's not happening.
Now, speaking of Sadiq Bey, he should have put them paws on Blake when like that shit should not have flew. Like, cause that's what I don't like. I don't like how Blake is kind of trying to play this villain role. Like, you don't have to be the villain, dog. Like, you don't have to be this villain just because everybody's villainizing the Nets. You don't have to try to be a villain. Like, I really felt like that play that he did when he caught that oop and then he purposely ran into the. I don't know if it was Sadiq Bey the first time, but I know when Sadiq Bey blew past him, he fouled him and then went by and pushed him. That was weak. That was weak. Like, bro, like why did you have to do that? Why did you have because that whole team had every right to come off the bench and whoop your ass, like dead ass. Like,
I would, if I was depressed, I would never ask this nigga another question. Nigga, you are here for a ring. Go sit your ass down by goddamn Nick Claxton. Don't say shit. I'm here to interview James. I'm here to interview Kyrie, and I'm here to interview KD. Because it's like, Blake, like I said, if you gonna chase a ring, cool, nigga. We see it all the time, especially with the old heads, nigga. David West, all that. Like, nigga, we see it. But it's like, my nigga, you ain't have to do Detroit like that. That's what got me. It's like you signed this contract, and it's like you went out there and you sucked to the point they like, damn, we gotta
Now,
buy this nigga out.
to be fair, he signed the contract with the Clippers. He was still with the Clippers when he signed the contract. They traded him.
But
So
I
he
mean,
didn't sign it with the Pistons.
that I could have sworn like he re-upped it, like or like they made the deal to where it's like he's gonna be in Detroit,
I
like
mean,
with
they
this
probably
contract.
made some side deal, but I mean, he signed his contract was with like the contract he's on now. He signed it with the Clippers.
The ultra mega deal.
Yeah, the 5-year deal. He signed that in 2017.
Well, I could have sworn he
He went to
signed
the
that like
Pistons in what 2018? Or like he got traded like 2017 in the middle of the season, something like that. He got traded in the middle of the season, right? It was an in-season trade. Or am I tripping? I could have
I
sworn
thought
he
he
was in
got
the
it.
season.
I
I
thought he
thought
got it out of like the second he touched down in Detroit,
let me see.
or it was like a sign and trade type thing with Detroit. I thought like he planned to be in Detroit,
I'm looking.
and
Okay.
even regardless of that, it's like
Okay.
nigga,
Yeah. He signed a 5-year, $170 million contract with the Clippers.
and then they traded him the first year of the contract.
Yeah, it says Griffin turns 29 in March and will be 32 at the start of the 2021-22 season, the final year of the deal. So yeah, he signed that with the Clippers.
Okay, and you in Detroit. You went to the, like Corey said, you made the playoffs the first year. Team was looking pretty. I mean, like Milwaukee, you ran into Milwaukee your first year. I mean, nigga, that is what it is. And it's like, what I don't get is like I said with the players, like I don't appreciate you just not doing the players dirty. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said with Harden and John Wall and Boogie, they're like, what you did us was very fucked up. I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but regardless, you can get out of that. Like Blake not gonna be out of the league in 2 years. I don't care how he's not gonna
I
be.
agree. Yeah, he's not gonna be out of the league, but he probably
Oh,
won't
You never
be
know though,
doing
but
anything.
you know it's really one of those you never like. It can
And you
happen.
never know exactly.
yeah, you never know. But you can do the never know with anybody, nigga. Like Zion can get hurt, and then you never know if Zion will ever be the same. And in 5 years, you'll never know. I mean, you can never know with anybody.
It's
But nigga,
crazy.
like if Udonis is still on the team, my nigga, there is somebody out there. Blake can be the 12th man.
Sound like Blake just heard you.
Yeah, I was just.
And Udonis is a different. Udonis is a different. That's different because he stayed on the Heat his whole career.
Yeah,
He just
he's from Miami.
yeah.
Like, he's from the area, so I
I'm
mean,
sorry. Don't be bringing my Gator up like that. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck that Gator, nigga. I'm bringing
Hey,
him up.
whoa.
Are we mad right now?
I'm bringing him up.
Watch him out.
All right, Jarren. How do you feel about LaMarcus then?
LaMarcus, I mean, he didn't do the Spurs dirty, and that's my main gripe.
Yeah, because
that's why you can't say nothing about Lamar.
Like Greg is forward. Greg like go get your ring. Now as for LA, picking the Nets, nigga, you ass too. Like you just as ass. Like nigga, you could have went to Miami. You could have went to Miami. They needed you.
But
that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. It's like they ducking the pressure of being needed. That's what I like. Like Blake, you was such a household name. It's like, why not get a championship where they actually need you, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, not like to the point if Blake don't perform, we don't win. But it's like, nigga, Blake is a key player, like playoff Rondo. You know, people you could argue the Lakers would win without Rondo, but playoff Rondo put them over the top.
They
you know what I'm saying?
They definitely won last year without Rondo.
I say you can argue, nigga. I say you can argue.
Yeah, they wouldn't have won. I don't even think it's an argument. I don't even think it's an argument that they would have won without Rondo last.
I mean, considering
it is the bubble, and they didn't even play the Clippers, so I can see them
games.
Yeah, but Rondo definitely made them the team that they are.
Like
Rondo was the third best player on that team.
But I'm not gonna be here surprised if they were to win without Rondo because they didn't really play nobody in the bubble.
Like they did win every series in 5 games. I mean, it's not like Rondo. Without Rondo, it would have been 7 games.
They went through the Trailblazers. They played the Nuggets, and then they played the Heat. They played like they were playing some scrubs.
Those are scrubs. Like they're not the Clippers.
They're not the Clippers, but they ain't scrubs. I mean,
they're not scrubs, but that's the easiest road. Like nobody on those teams can stop LeBron except like the Heat, and they're not stopping Bron. But it's okay. I mean, it's just you're gonna have to agree to disagree on that. But at the end of the day, bro, like these household names going to the Nets, like I like seeing the names like on one team. But it doesn't matter. Like LaMarcus, Blake, it really don't matter. At the end of the day, it comes down to what Harden, KD, and Kyrie are going to do. So that's why I don't really feed into this. Blake Griffin's not doing anything. LaMarcus not doing anything because they're not even a part of the bigger picture. Like I can see why you're mad about them riding coattails. That's probably why you're mad, but I don't think they're going to make a big difference on the squad.
Yeah.
LaMarcus probably though. I think LaMarcus will have a bigger impact than Blake.
Yeah. Okay. Like Dwight on that LA team. Like, how big of an impact did you think Dwight made?
Pretty big impact because he was back up.
Especially during the Nuggets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go be a Dwight on the squad. Like, Dwight is a washed up guy, but he was
But
very relevant on the
Dwight
team.
still got his athleticism though.
Okay, but that's where y'all changed y'all game to shooting the tray ball. Nigga, just knock down your threes. Your ass be shooting 10 of them motherfuckers, hit them. Nigga, make the most. Like, I was just saying, like, you could have won a better team like that was still competing to where it's like, nigga, Blake Griffin would have been like relevant. Nigga, like they could DNP Blake. And I was telling Marvin this at the job yesterday. They could DNP Blake the whole playoffs and win. And win. Like you can just definitively say that for Dwight. Like they low key needed him, even though his role wasn't that big. To where it's like, nigga, you were literally not needed, bro. Like they could actually win without you. And it's like, damn, nigga, you done got to the point to where you on teams that could win championships without you. That's rough. Like that's hella rough.
Now, okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's why everybody as an individual is different. Because Blake, he probably just want a ring. He probably don't even care about all that.
I mean, I could tell he was making reality shows while he was on Detroit. Like, nigga, you was not caring that bad. Like your prank show came out debuted last week. Like that's how many fucks he was really giving in Detroit. And it's like, damn, bro. Like, I get that.
So okay, what do y'all think about this KD LeBron narrative that I see a lot of people on Twitter pushing about? LeBron started the Big Three era or the Super Team era, and KD just perfected it. How do y'all feel about that? I mean,
it's crazy because Bron did kind of low key bring this upon himself. It's wild. I don't even think he even meant to plant that seed in Miami. But when he did go, it's definitely two different situations though. Obviously, because what was the Heat? What was the Heat's like seed before?
the Heat was a 8 seed that got eliminated in the first round, and then
Boom.
Brian joined, and Brian was also a free agent.
Yeah.
And Chris
KD,
Bosh and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, they all three was free agents, and they just took pay cuts to sign.
Mm-hmm.
KD, when he went to the Warriors, obviously he was free. He was free agent both times, but when he went to the Warriors, I really felt like that was worse than LeBron with the Heat.
Definitely, yeah, obviously.
The Warriors were fresh off of a 73-win season, lost in 7 games in the finals. Could have won if Draymond didn't get ejected. You could argue that. And then they added Kevin Durant, and then they 4-1 the Cavs the next year, and then swept them the year after that.
The Cavs, like all for the Cavs.
Yeah, and you you LeBron fans out here.
LeBron is elite.
Yeah, and I'm a LeBron fan. You know,
That's
LeBron
why.
I go, but I'm not about to be one of those LeBron fans that's saying that. I seen something that was like every single team since 2010 has been constructed to beat LeBron. Like, nigga, no, that's cap. Like, that is fucking cap. He didn't even win in 2010. He didn't win until 2011. Like, you're not gonna tell me that every team constructed since 2010. To be honest, some people even going further back to 2008 to when the Celtics formed the Big Three. Let me remind you something about the Celtics back then. We were shit. We were ass, nigga. Like we were at the bottom of the conference every year before we got KD and Ray Allen. We just pulled out 2 good trades. I mean, I don't see. We just helped Paul Pierce. We helped our superstar. That's something the Cavs should have did. That's not our fault that the Cavs didn't say, "Hey, let's go get Chris Bosh and D Wade and bring them here." We went and got 2 superstars to play with Paul Pierce, and we won the championship. So I really can't say that the Celtics started that. I mean, we kind of did, but at the same time, whatever. It's one of those. Just
This
it is what it is.
I believe the Miami Heat started. I get what everybody say. Like, yes, the Celtics were the first super team, but they didn't. They didn't like talk about this shit. Like, they didn't like recruit each other.
And
Them
one more
niggas
thing.
like them niggas got forced over there. Granted, they was happy to be there, but they was forced to play for Boston. Nigga, they could have been on the goddamn Suns, my nigga.
Yeah,
Like,
and one more thing before you finish. Kevin Garnett wanted to go to the Lakers. He wanted to play with Kobe originally. He wanted to play with Bean. He didn't even want to come to the Celtics. And then also when we got those two, they were still in their primes, but they were at the end of their primes. We didn't get them at the height of their primes. We didn't get them when KG was winning Defensive Player of the Year, winning MVP and shit. We didn't get Ray Allen when he was dunking on niggas and shooting a three. And then Paul Pierce, we drafted him, so we had Paul Pierce in his prime. But we didn't have Ray Allen and KG when they were 20-year-olds. We got them when they was 30. All three of them was 30 when we got them. So, that was all. I just had to finish that. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I mean, now the LeBron narrative. I mean, I get it. I understand it. I do believe this next team is completely constructed just to beat this nigga. And it's kind of crazy to witness that. But I would say the Warrior team, like, I would say Kevin Durant has constructed teams to beat this nigga. I would say.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Like,
Like
Kevin
him going
Durant
to the
has to.
Warriors, yeah. Cause KD
But
know.
Spurs ain't making no moves, nigga. It was just Popovich and Duncan shitting on you. Like,
Mavs either.
Mavs, yeah, the Mavs team was already there pretty much. I mean, like, I want to say, what they got Tyson that year. I want to say they added somebody on that team that year. But I know when they added that team, anybody was thinking, damn, this is the team we needed to do to beat this big three that LeBron just made in the same season.
That's supposed to
Like,
be the Lakers. That's supposed to be the Lakers and Heat that year.
yeah. So it's like, yes, I would say some teams are constructed to beat Bron. I would agree with that. But this like claim that all these championship teams were strictly made just for this nigga, that shit count. Unless the Spurs signing Boris Diaw was making a move to beat LeBron. Like,
a guy that Greg Popovich literally said that he played just to keep him in shape. He literally has said that before. He played Boris Diaw a lot so he could stay in shape.
Like, so
take that how you.
I think it's credence to it, but it's like, nah. Like, it make a little sense, but I wouldn't say since 2010.
Yeah, I'd probably say when KD went to the Warriors, that's when it started.
Now, my only gripe with Kevin, it ain't even a gripe, it's just like a thing. Kevin Durant, unfortunately, because of the decisions he made, will be known as a great talent, but never like one of the greatest players. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you put out a top five, you would say Kevin Durant is in the top five in terms of just talents of all time, but you would never actually have him in the top five greatest players. And it's like, those are legacy things. Like, that's when rings and stuff came, but it's like his first 2 rings, everybody like, we know what you did. So it's like Brooklyn would actually be like his first ring. And even then, on paper, you had the best team going into the season. And one of my things in terms of like greatest of all time people, they all got at least one ring where they actually wasn't the best team. You know what I'm saying? Like, MJ, like, I know people, like, I didn't even know this like until like I watched that docu series, and that Indiana Pacers team that they beat in his 6th championship was a better team. You could argue the Jazz was a better team, but MJ went out there and got that dub. And we all know what LeBron did. I mean, Kobe, I would say the Celtics had a better squad that year. He beat us, and Kobe went out there and got the dub anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it was more 50-50. But even then, it was like you wasn't the undisputed number one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why the legacy talk is definitely changing. It's definitely what you perceive as a legacy. Especially nowadays where the super team is normal. It's definitely what you perceive as legacy, because that's why I kind of don't want Brian to come back. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't want him losing to this Nets team and that getting added to his legacy resume and people just keep shitting on him for that. Because, I don't need that no more. I don't need that. I like Bron. I already hate that he has a negative finals record and people just keep holding that against him like he's not the best player to ever play the game. But
because he's not.
Yeah,
L's is
literally
L's,
three
baby.
of his L's.
L's is L's,
He
baby.
was by far the most outmatched team. The Spurs the first year in 2007, and then the Warriors both times when they had KD.
the Warriors
L's is
both
L's, baby.
times.
L's
Who
is
is beating
L's,
the
baby.
Warriors? Who is beating that Warriors?
Nigga, we would have beat the Warriors, nigga.
No.
Who?
That's crappy ass rookie. Oh my God, they was in trouble. They was at Steve Kerr was on hands and knees saying, "Bron, get it done." And Jeff Green decided to go the fuck off in Game 7 and say the damn day. But Rozier, Brown, Horford, and the boys, I ain't gonna say the last one, and the boys would have went in there and ruffled some fucking
He
feathers.
don't believe that. He said ruffle. You don't believe that.
Ruffle some guy. Nigga, I believe it.
KD goes to the Warriors and instantly becomes the best player on that team.
Go ahead. It was insta-buck.
But
KD was the best player, but it was Steph's team. It was still.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like they had that agreement. Yeah. But the thing with KD, that transformed KD's game when he went to the Warriors. I listened to a lot of his interviews, and he talks about that. How he was just trying to complete his game. Obviously you can complete your game plan with the Thunder as the best team, but I guess he wanted to watch how the Warriors play and kind of like soak in what their knowledge and stuff. And now KD at the Nets, he's a dude who can drop 50 every night, but he don't want to. He just play in the flow of the game. Just shoot his open shots, just chill out. Let his teammates do them. So it definitely made him a more unselfish player. It made him more of a leader going to the Warriors, I feel like.
That's fair.
Okay. All right, back. I got one more question in terms of like legacy and stuff, and like my answer would be Curry. But who is higher on your greatest of all time list, Curry or KD?
I mean, it's unquestionably Curry. I mean, I feel like
since Curry is the greatest point guard to do it,
and he's the only unanimous MVP.
But I mean, like,
and he won the shit before they even got KD.
Well, if KD was to win this championship with Brooklyn,
no, because I mean, the Brooklyn Nets constructed right now are a way better team than what the Warriors were the first year they won before they got KD. Like Harrison Barnes was starting at the 3. He was contributing, but
I would forever say that LeBron and the Cavs had a better team than that Warriors team. I mean, like I understand that they went 73-9. But my nigga, if you just look at the players, let's look at
the players. Matthew Dellavedova.
The roster.
2016.
Yeah, the one when LeBron came back 3-1. Like, if you just actually looked at the roster.
I mean, yeah, you had Dellavedova, you had Kyrie, Bryant, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson,
Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson.
Yeah, Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson, J.R. Smith, Shump.
Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson was solid that year.
Solid though.
He was a solid. He was.
And then you turn to say you got Curry, Clay, and the next name you gonna say is Draymond. That's gonna be the next words out your mouth.
But we're not gonna act like that.
Hindsight 2020. Hindsight 2020.
Yeah, we know what Draymond was like. To be honest, I really feel like if Draymond didn't get ejected, they might have won the series. To be honest,
I mean that's one of my arguments. Like you already know that though. I argue that shit a lot.
That Draymond was shooting 4 threes a game.
Yeah,
that was a different Draymond.
But I mean, we were still living with it.
Yeah, you living with it.
He was smacking them hoes.
He was a better shooter back then. He hit him every now and then. But I mean, now
but it's like now he don't even look. He get the ball, he passed it to Curry across the court when he over for 3. He just launched it across the court to a double team Curry, and he just smack it.
Yeah.
But hey, man, I don't know.
This is all to say Damian Lillard
in that Warriors team.
This is all to say Damian Lillard need to go join the Warriors. It's time. It's time I get that. Since everybody's stacking up.
So what does Dame stack up in the legacy then? Like, players like Dame that don't go get a ring, that don't go in the playoffs, don't go to these teams. Like, how's that
I
going to
think
affect
I
their
think
legacy?
Okay,
Dame I think
Dame.
Dame's legacy could be amounted to AI's when it's all
Yeah,
said and done.
he just
AI
need to
didn't
make a
get a
finals.
ring, but everybody knows AI was that nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
Dame just need to make a finals.
yeah,
Which
if he
will
make
not
a
happen.
finals, he good with
Yeah,
me.
just like Charles, just like AI. Like he just need to make a finals.
And I think
Dame will not
he
make the
definitely gonna
finals.
make one. He gonna make one before the end of his career.
I think he might make one.
Not in Portland.
Mm,
I
I mean, Dame
went
can
to
win a
the
series. It
finals.
would take some heroics,
Oh
but
yeah,
Dame and McCollum can
I just don't have to.
literally win a series.
I
honest,
will not.
like
I can't. I won't go ahead.
to be honest, this could be the year. They could upset the Clippers or the Lakers if they catch them. They could.
Hey, for real though,
They
I do
really could.
see a
Like this.
situation where the Lakers don't come back fully. Brian just stayed where he at home. Then Dame beats the Clippers finals. I see that. I see that.
And it's like the crazy thing about all this is because of these super teams that's getting constructed. If the Nets and Lakers don't make the finals, the ratings are gonna be fucking toilet water, no matter who plays. Like it could be Lakers and Bucks, my nigga. Lakers and 17. Anybody gonna watch that shit? Because everybody already feel like they know the winner. Now us, we gonna watch it. Basketball heads gonna watch it, but it ain't gonna feel like the world's watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna
Fuck the
feel like
world.
every eye is on this game. And it's like that's another one of my pet peeves in terms of these super duper team. I ain't even gonna call it a super team, nigga. But super team can lose to a really good squad. No, these super duper teams where it's like you don't even see these niggas going to six with anybody. Like those teams, it's like if one of these two squads fold, it's like my nigga.
The only team that I can see the Nets going to 7 games with is the 76ers
And Milwaukee.
and
I told y'all I got Milwaukee winning
maybe
these.
Milwaukee, but maybe Milwaukee.
But
Maybe.
Luke Cornett look like he finna bring Boston back.
All right, y'all.
Luke Cornett looking like he bringing us
Disgusting.
back.
Just disgusting.
That's all we got.
That was a disgusting comment you just said.
That's all we got for the day, folks. It's thread the needle. Y'all got anything else?
We should be canceled for that. We should be canceled. Like
The Mo
somebody
Wagner
cancel
spin
us.
move.
Hashtag cancel thread the needle. Get it trending.
Hashtag Dort put them niggas, put the J's in the Dortress before he got the
Dort
concussion.
got his ass
Man.
smacked.
Nigga, Dort almost got yammed though.
Hey, Dort
Oh.
beat Jason Tatum with two hands.
Hey man, congratulations, you came from behind and slapped my
Hey, I didn't
nigga
want to
shit
say it.
while he was trying to get a buck on Maladon.
11 of 27,
Hey,
9 of 21.
You said
That's all I
11
gotta say.
field goals on the dome?
Hey, that was like
That's a
I
lot
said,
of
Dort got
buckets.
concussion. He got a concussed, so
Hey man, I get concussed trying to guard a nigga. That's a
that's
headache
first
on
half.
your ass.
And even then, Jason only scored 27 and shot 11 of 27. That is awful. I remember when KD used to do that back in his younger days. They used to be on his ass.
Oh, what was that name?
Corey.
Huh?
What was that name?
Dude? Who is this dude? Fuck what James talking about. Who is this dude? This Moses Brown nigga that gave us 21 and 23 nigga.
Bro, I don't know if
Bro,
Dan remember.
I was watching the game. I'm
Well, that's
like,
the
bro,
pick your
I've never
head
heard
up
of this
nigga.
nigga.
I don't know if
Oh, that's
Dan
him?
remember, but I used to talk so much trash about Moses Brown in high school because he was trash.
Wait,
He was a
that the
McDonald's
dude?
All-American missing dunks at 7 feet tall, and I was just like, this dude sucks.
Oh.
And he goes to UCLA. He goes undrafted, comes to the Thunder, and now he got that extension. He was bucking on y'all boys.
Yeah, because he was literally having 3 seconds in the key and they just wasn't saying
Oh
shit.
my God! So y'all can't handle
Hey,
Moses.
look, I'm
Go ahead.
giving him his props. I like him.
Y'all can't
'Cause
handle
you know
Moses
something
Brown.
crazy?
You think you can handle the Nets? You think
You know-
Tristan Thompson's blocking out somebody
Corey,
else?
you just compared Jason Tatum to Kevin Durant. Do you not think I got a chance?
Young KD.
Young
KD
Tatum.
that was getting
Young KD
smacked
made it
up.
to the
Young
finals.
KD made the finals.
And what?
I mean, he lost, but he made
All right
it.
then. Young
He
KD
was in
getting
there.
smacked up. Tatum's not making the finals.
Hey man,
Nigga, I was just talking about in score ways. I didn't say I didn't mean the fucking Kevin Durant that we know today.
Hey,
You
nah,
just be
for real
taking
though.
little things. Like I don't know why.
No. I wasn't talking about today's Kevin Durant. I was just saying Kevin Durant. Like,
Yeah, he's Tatum. He worked out with Kobe. He is definitely going to be a scoring superstar. So putting him in the name of KD isn't. He dunked on Bron his first year. This nigga should be great.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Like that's not a
Brown.
surprise that I put him in the same bracket
now
as KD.
I got a friend who swiped up and said that peak Tatum post I had means Tatum sucks. He said how is 34 points peak Tatum? Okay. When peak Tatum come out in the playoffs and we out here snatching upsets, cause like I said, I want that 7 seed. I know Watt want to get the 4-5. I want the 7 seed. Cause nobody gonna expect us to beat Brooklyn. I ain't gonna expect us to beat Brooklyn. But
I don't want to
if
make the
we
playoffs.
start getting a couple wins and game 6 come around, and then Brooklyn, the hands get sweaty and Kyrie starts showing his colors. Don't say I ain't won.
We'll be lucky to get it to game 3 with them niggas.
Game 3?
Yeah.
You right.
We'll be lucky to get to game 3. We'll be lucky to even get back to Boston. We might quit after the first 2 games when we get smacked by 40 apiece.
And then that's when we come back. 1 point dub, 2 point dub. It's a 2-2 series. It's a 2-2 series all of a sudden.
Man. Hey, shout out that boy Moses Brown, though, man. He signed a
shout out
multi-year
Moses
extension
Brown.
with OKC. I feel like he definitely owes the Celtics some of that bag, though. You know what I'm saying? We kind of allowed you to have your best game in your career. So.
It's all right.
I mean, that's
But
before
for
we
real,
brought
though,
in Cornet, but okay.
I gotta get this cut. So that's all we got. Go Zags.
My Buckeyes would have made a run.
Go Zags.
Hey, man. Roll Tide, roll.
Coattail cord, full effect.
Go Zags. Hey, I'm with them hard. Once a Gator, always a Gator. Go Zags.
Hey, man, fuck that shit, nigga. I'm with Mick. Once an Ohio coach, always an Ohio coach. Go Bruins.
Say, you can't say nothing to Corey about that, man. You be claiming Joe Burrow.
Man, what?
Nigga, Joe Burrow claimed us. Nigga, I can't help that. Joe Burrow literally said, shout out to the Buckeye boys. Like, nigga, hey, I can't help that.
Whatever. Yeah, man. I guess we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. This low key one ain't supposed to be this long of a video.
And somebody wanted to talk about Tiana Trump.
Yeah,
hey man, look, y'all said record.
Ryan.
Goddamn.
You already know Ryan think you watch the porn all the time.
Man, look, I don't even watch porn no more. Porn is overrated.
That's for children. They can't get a bit, but that's another story.
Hey man, they did say Twitter porn is better than today's porn.
All right, bro.
Get me out of here, bro.
All right, bro.